Jurgen Klopp is widely regarded as one of the finest managers in world football right now. Never the most technically gifted footballer himself, Klopp spent virtually his entire professional career playing in Germany's second tier with Mainz, where he described himself as having 4th division feet and a 1st division head. He got his chance to prove his managerial credentials with the club as soon as he retired in 2001, and he guided Mainz not just into the Bundesliga for the first time in their history, but also into the UEFA Cup on a shoestring budget. Although the club were later relegated, Klopp was still offered the Borussia Dortmund job in 2008, where he would spend 7 terrifically entertaining years. Now at Liverpool, Klopp just won his first trophy with the Reds in the 2019 Champions League final, having been a losing finalist in the competition with Dortmund in 2013. Over the years, Klopp's footballing philosophy has never really changed. He likes his teams to press and counter-press, playing with the tempo and intensity that makes them hard to live with. Today we're taking a look at the best players Klopp has managed at both Liverpool and Borussia Dortmund, and taking a stab at putting together a dream combined 11, since a few of you have asked for this one in the comments. Feel free to let us know about any other video ideas you have in the comments, and if they get enough likes, we will be sure to see them. Also, it's worth double checking that you're subscribed and have notifications set to all, since YouTube have changed their notification settings once again. Well, if you're a fan of the channel, then it's worth checking anyway. If you hate HITC Sevens, then you're probably best off leaving it. Here is our combined 11, made up of Jurgen Klopp's best players at both Liverpool and Borussia Dortmund. Goalkeeper: Alisson. Certainly there can be no doubt about the best goalkeeper Jurgen Klopp has had during his time at Anfield, since the number 1 shirt was a real problem position for the large German before the Reds made Alisson the most expensive goalkeeper in the world at the time. Then it becomes a question of Alisson versus Roman Weidenfeller. Weidenfeller was a fantastic servant to Dortmund and a real steadying figure between the sticks, but Alisson is the more talented goalkeeper. The somewhat eccentric Brazilian has fantastic reflexes and is very comfortable with the ball at his feet. He had a brilliant debut campaign under Klopp, and he's our number 1. Right back: Trent Alexander-Arnold. This was far from an easy decision, since Lucas Piszczek is a genuine Dortmund legend who was brilliant for the Black and Yellows under Jurgen Klopp. A fantastic attacking fullback with a terrific engine, the former Polish international has twice made the Bundesliga team of the season, and he would have made it far more often were it not for the genius of Philipp Lahm. We can't overlook Trent Alexander-Arnold though, who is already one of the best fullbacks in the world at the age of 20. Having broken through in 2017-18, Alexander-Arnold was incredible last season, recording a record-breaking 12 assists as a fullback and making both the PFA and the Champions League team of the season. He is a magnificent crosser of the ball who is only getting better, and for us, he simply has to start. Centre-back: Virgil van Dijk. Making it 3 from Klopp's current club Liverpool at the start of this 11, Virgil van Dijk is probably among the most obvious inclusions in this entire 11. The Dutch international could almost be described as a late bloomer, having only played knockout stage Champions League football for the first time in the second half of his 20s, but boy, does he look at home there now. Arguably the best and certainly the most complete centre-back in the world right now, Van Dijk is a titan at the back, and he cruises into our starting 11. Centre-back: Mats Hummels. Returning to Borussia Dortmund this summer, if Mats Hummels plays anything like he did in his first stint with the club this time out, then he'll be a bargain, even for reported £34 million. Hummels first joined Dortmund in February 2009 for €4 million from Bayern Munich, and that proved to be an inspired piece of business by Jurgen Klopp. Strong, smart and brave, Hummels became one of the most accomplished centre-backs in the world for both Dortmund and the German national team, and a centre-back partnership of prime Van Dijk and prime Mats Hummels should be harder to penetrate than... not sure where I'm going with that analogy. A centre-back partnership of prime Van Dijk and prime Mats Hummels should be safer than Fort Knox. That's what I meant to say. Left back: Andy Robertson. Borussia Dortmund academy graduate and one-club man Marcel Schmelzer was Jurgen Klopp's go-to left-back for virtually his entire 7-year stint as manager of the Bundesliga Giants, and he deserves a mention here. As with Alexander-Arnold though, Andy Robertson has just had a truly sensational campaign. The Scotland captain also hit double figures for assists, and his outstanding work rate and stamina make him a dream fullback for the intense press that Klopp likes his teams to play. Holding midfield: Ilkay Gundogan. Jurgen Klopp may have fallen in love with the 4-3-3 formation at Anfield, but it's a 4-2-3-1 that we're going with here, and Ilkay Gundogan is the first of our 2 sitters. A player I openly admit underappreciating before having watched him on a regular basis, Gundogan, is a wonderful footballer. Jurgen Klopp brought him to Borussia Dortmund from Nuremberg in 2011 for €4 million, and he registered over 150 appearances for the club over the next 5 years. Gundogan's touch, vision and range of passing are all excellent, and he now plays for Liverpool and Klopp's nemesis Man City and Pep Guardiola. Holding midfield. Fabinho. I often seem to describe having a blend of silk and steel in holding and defence midfield with these combined 11s, and it's a similar story here. In alongside Gundogan for us is the more destructive and defence-minded Fabinho. A brilliant athlete, Fabinho is quick and strong, he's got excellent stamina, and is capable of not just winning the ball, but getting it quickly into Liverpool's forward players. It's that speed of transition in play that makes it surprising to me that he isn't a nail-on starter at Anfield, but given the offensive nature of our side, we need the steel of Fabinho in behind. Right wing. Mohamed Salah. There are no surprises on the right flank, where Mohamed Salah has been so devastating in his first 2 seasons under Jurgen Klopp at Anfield. The Egyptian was laughably good in his first season with Liverpool, bagging 44 goals in 52 games, and although that was cut to 27 last season in the same number of outings, Salah was still superb. He is quick, good on the ball, and excellent in his movement. He's one of the most prolific wide players in the world, and he does, of course, make our combined Klopp 11. Attacking midfield. Marco Reus. Marco Reus has never quite had a season at the level of Salah's 2017-18 one, but he is arguably an even more gifted footballer. The 30-year-old German star has had to deal with multiple setbacks over the course of his career, from getting released by Dortmund for being too short to numerous lengthy spells on the sidelines due to injury. He has bounced back every time though, and he will go down as one of Borussia Dortmund's all-time greats. Smart and inventive, with an unstoppable burst of pace, Reus can play through the middle or on either flank, but it's an attacking midfield where he played so well last season and at times under Klopp that he starts for us. Left wing. Sadio Mane. A player who just keeps on getting better and better. Whenever Mohamed Salah has a little quiet patch, Sadio Mane is on hand to ensure that Liverpool are never toothless in attack. The Senegal star looked a little pricey to me at £34 million back in 2016, but in 3 seasons, he has well and truly proved me wrong. Mane bagged 13 goals in his first season under Klopp, 20 in his second, and 26 last term. Mane is lightning fast, he's never afraid to beat players, and he has that useful cliched knack of getting in the right place at the right time. Centre forward. Robert Lewandowski. It's fair to say this 11 shouldn't be short of goals, and we saved the most prolific of the lot for up top. It could be argued that no forward is better suited to Jurgen Klopp's style of play than Roberto Firmino, and that may be, but I'd still rather have Robert Lewandowski. The most prolific out-and-out centre-forward of the last half-decade, Lewandowski has scored goals for fun for Dortmund, Bayern and Poland. He bagged 36 goals in his best season under Jurgen Klopp and has hit 40-plus goals in every one of the last 4 seasons in Bavaria. Lewandowski is a brilliant athlete and a first-class trainer, whose fitness and work rate is a reflection of the effort he puts in. He's also elegant, he has an excellent first touch, and a lethal finish with both feet and indeed his head. He is our frontman, and no one could convince me otherwise. The team, including substitutes. Normally we pick 7 subs and a manager in this section of a combined 11, but obviously the manager here is the entire theme of the video, so hopefully I needn't point out who is in charge. As for our substitutes, Raymond Weidenfeller is of course our second choice goalkeeper behind Alisson. As centre-back, I'm going for Joe Gomez over the likes of Neven Subotic and Dejan Lovren. He may be inexperienced, but I'm impressed by Gomez every time I see him, and I thoroughly expect him to become a regular fixture in alongside Virgil van Dijk next season. Of our available fullbacks, I don't think there can be too many doubts over the fact that Lucas Piszczek is the outstanding candidate, and he can consider himself unfortunate not to have started. Midfield presents a challenge since the likes of Jordan Henderson, James Milner, Nuri Sahin, and if one saw him regularly at his best, then Shinji Kagawa, are all worthy candidates. I'd love to include them all, particularly Milner in some respects for his versatility, but on sheer ability, I have to go with Jorginho Wijnaldum. The Dutchman has been transformed by Jurgen Klopp, and he's now a really hard-working and intelligent central midfielder who makes Liverpool look a far better team when he's on the pitch. In the more advanced midfield areas, I have to include 2 players Jurgen Klopp sold at Borussia Dortmund and Liverpool. The first of those two is Mario Götze, who was at one time the best young footballer in the world under Klopp. He looked a surefire bet to become one of the finest players of his generation, but for a rare metabolic illness to disrupt his career. He's still a World Cup winner, as in he literally scored the goal that won his country the World Cup, and he still makes our bench. Alongside him, as unpopular as it may be with a large chunk of our audience, has to be Philippe Coutinho. He may not have spent long playing under Jurgen Klopp, just 15 months to be precise, but Coutinho was excellent in those 15 months. He was Liverpool's top scorer in the 2016-17 campaign, despite leaving halfway through the season, and his form was impressive enough to convince Barca to pay a potential £142 million for him. The Reds may not have missed him, but he's still a brilliant little footballer who has to at least make the bench. Lastly, and there should be some debate here, our second choice centre-forward is Roberto Firmino. Klopp also managed the far more prolific Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang at Borussia Dortmund, but Firmino is such a well-rounded footballer and is so well suited to Klopp's approach that he has to at least make the bench. Aubameyang has also played his best football whilst not managed by Klopp himself. To recap, our combined Borussia Dortmund and Liverpool Jurgen Klopp 11 reads like this: Alisson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, Mats Hummels, Andy Robertson, Ilkay Gundogan, Fabinho, Mohamed Salah, Marco Reus, Sadio Mane and Robert Lewandowski, with a 7-man bench made up of Roman Weidenfeller, Joe Gomez, Lucas Piszczek, Gini Wijnaldum, Mario Götze, Philippe Coutinho and Roberto Firmino. All in all, it's a 7-2-4 split in favour of players Klopp managed at Liverpool in this starting 11, an 11-7 split if one includes the bench. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, especially those of you who requested it. Please do make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on for HITC Sevens if you're a fan of the channel. As I've said, there's really no point if you're not. Give us a like if you enjoyed this video, thank you all for watching, and have a fantastic day.